about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
I was reflecting on how psychology and spirituality both have a similar goal of improving your well-being, and they go about it in different ways, but there's a lot in common as well. There's also some differences I'll talk about as well, but one thing I've noticed is that a lot of contemporary teachings such as Buddhism and teachings of Eckhart Tolle and these kinds of teachers that focus upon how thoughts lead to suffering really have a tremendous amount in common with cognitive psychology, which is the most common form of psychology practiced by most therapists, counselors, psychologists, and so forth. And I think that I think that the reason that cognitive psychology is becoming so popular is for the same reason that contemporary spirituality is becoming more appealing to people than a lot of dogmatic religions. They both, cognitive psychology and contemporary spiritual teachers, are really looking at the core of what it is that creates the most suffering. Because anyone who's objectively observing can see that it's not about your life situation so much as it is about your perception of it. And a lot of what creates suffering is comparison between what is happening and what is our preference. What would we prefer to be happening? But a lot of suffering comes from when you don't see it as just a preference. You see it as, I need such and such to be different for myself to be happy. A cognitive psychologist will say you need to restructure your thoughts and change your shoulds and musts to a preference and learn to accept things. And acceptance to what is happening is also a primary teaching for a lot of spiritual teachers as well. Don't fight against what is happening. Just surrender to the moment. Be in the now without fighting against it. They're all getting at the same thing. One thing that is different is that psychology is...
Ladies and gentlemen, guess who's back? The voice of reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. No more breaks for me. No more. Listen, the month of October, I had 3-4 weeks off, 3 days off. The first Thursday in November, I had off. Man, the Agenda for America, Agenda for California, gave me 4 Thursdays off, but I'm back now. Oh, and it's Friday, so you already know how I get down on a Friday. I ain't got time to play with you this evening. Tonight's topic, I had to bring in some reinforcements. Because you know people don't like to talk to people that don't have high education. They be like, you don't know. Who is you to be talking about? Oh, yeah, you articulate, you sound good and whatnot. I had to go get my sister. Oh, yeah. I got a sister who gonna handle all of the naysayers this evening. The Voice of Reason is on fire tonight. Tonight's topic, soul psychology, Western psychology versus ancient wisdom. A deeper look at the similarities and practicalities of both systems. This is going to get deep, because some people think they're having a spiritual experience when it's really a psychotic episode. And I want to know, can we distinguish the two? And relationships seem to evoke certain things out of us that we didn't know was lying dormant within us. When we come forward, the phone lines are going to be open. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to introduce you to my god sister. And let me just say, she's married to my god brother. So let's just nip it in the bud right now. When we come forward, more from the Voice of Reason.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Vote Heidi Feldstein Soto for LA City Attorney. Heidi is running to stop corruption at City Hall, to protect neighborhoods from crime and illegal guns. And as the first woman ever elected LA City Attorney, Heidi will stand up for reproductive rights. That's why Heidi is the only candidate endorsed by the LA Democratic Party, Planned Parenthood, the LA Sentinel, and the LA Times. Vote Heidi Feldstein Soto for LA City Attorney. Paid for by Heidi Feldstein Soto for City Attorney 2022 General. Info available at ethics.lacity.org.
Power to the people. If Black Lives Matter, make black votes count. Vote by November 8th. Long lines. Voter roll purges. Voter identification laws. Voter intimidation. Felony disenfranchisement. Polling place closures. Early voting limitations. Partisan redistricting. Partisan Supreme Court rulings. Invalidation of the Voting Rights Act. Vote on or by November 8th. Make black votes count. Tamir Wright, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Heather Heyer, Emmett Till, Medgar Evers, Jimmy Lee Jackson, Fred Hampton, Schwerner, Goodman, and Cheney, Viola Louisu, Fannie Lou Hamer, John Lewis. They rest in power. Make their memory in power when you vote on or by November 8th. If you believe Black Lives Matter, then make black votes count. Paid for by the African American Voter Registration, Education, and Participation Project.
So you tested positive for COVID. What's next? Treat yourself. There are free COVID treatments available. Taken by pill, these medications can stop the illness from getting serious. So treat yourself. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to find free treatment today. Again, that's 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, we win. Asian Americans Advancing Justice is the nation's largest legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice-la.org. Or call 888-349-9695. 888-349-9695. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
distance. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming.
Ladies and gentlemen,
change gonna come.
turn this music off. This music will make you have a nervous breakdown. Every time I hear this song, I think about Malcolm X and Denzel and the movie, and Denzel floating down that street on his way to the Audubon, and that lady saying, "Something wrong with you, baby? Is you okay?" It's a beautiful record. I love the song, but it causes a breakdown in me, man. It's certain music that does that. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's a sad record. Without further ado, I have to introduce my god sister. She is in the building, and she's going to help me through this topic, man. Western psychology. Ancient wisdom. We want to see the similarities of the two systems and how it impacts our relationships, or negatively impacts our relationships. Let's see how this works. I'm just going to get real professional with you right now. Dr. Pecoya McCall. Can I say McCall?
You can.
I don't want to say your other
say
name.
McCall Robinson.
McCall
say
Robinson?
Robinson or McCall.
Just Dr. Pecoya McCall.
Robinson.
Yeah. Don't leave out Robinson. Listen, I got a for real deal sister in the building. See, because let me just say, a lot of people are constantly speaking negatively on black women. Black women ain't this, black women ain't that. And there are brothers who do it, and there are sisters who also speak negatively about brothers. Brothers ain't this, and brothers ain't that. But when we try to have these kind of conversations, y'all don't show up. Y'all don't show up. So tonight we're going to talk some real stuff, because a lot of people be talking about spirituality. They get that confused with religion, their religious beliefs. Tonight's topic, we got to see how some of our beliefs actually negatively impact our relationships, the way we view the world, our perceptions. I have questions. How does your spirituality affect your mental health? Let's just ask my sister that right now. Can your spirituality kind of derail your mental health?
I like to think so. I definitely think so.
Talk to me.
And why I say that, and again, this is opinion, because religion, I think, and spirituality is not something that we're going to talk about later, but is not something you can study and say there's this objective point to it. Mm-hmm. So when I say, yes, my spirituality can definitely derail my relationship. So if I'm out here floating beyond the sky.
Come on, talk to me.
It's been a long time.
Let's go, sis.
Let's just say I'm out here floating and I have no guidance in any way to say this is how you behave, this is how you are to love, this is how you should be loved back. Where do we learn it from?
We model it.
But it came from somewhere.
Right.
We didn't just pop out here modeling.
That's right.
We got that catwalk from somebody.
We got it from somebody.
Right.
So we can't blame them because we got it from them.
That's correct. We can blame them.
We can?
We grow up.
Come on, talk to us.
We come out looking like our parents, but
yes,
we die looking like our decisions.
Ooh, 1-800-920-1580. I know somebody needs some help this evening. My sister came with reinforcements. Somebody need help this evening.
Bring out the collection plate.
Please. Say it one more time for the people in the back.
For the people in the back, we grow up looking like our parents, and we die looking like our decisions.
Hallelujah. Yes. So, again, I've done a lot of research on spirituality and comparative religious studies, and I've been really heavy into that. And some people, like shamans, I've met shamans, and they will say things like, it's almost like a psychotic event when they're having a spiritual happening, something that's going on, some type of transformation. What's the difference between a psychotic event and a spiritual awakening or enlightenment or something like that?
I think people are the difference.
Ooh,
so
come on.
Where psychology, the word itself, so all my spelling bee champions, can you use that in a sentence? What is the root word?
Psychology. The root
Psyche.
is psyche.
Psyche, and that is the study of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
We can't touch the soul. We can't touch the mind, right? We can study it. So as we evolve as people, I think we have to put a label on something, put a title on it in order to fully understand it. So spiritual awakenings in our, ancient lands, right? Think of the Bush people, where they're not here in America with this title. So when they're having an awakening, we come along later and say, oh,
and frame it
we got to call this a psychotic break.
Right.
And people could even go further and say, as, money and pharmaceuticals and all the things come behind to take something natural, and that doesn't get, it's not monetary behind this stuff either. It could cause this, we have to label it in order to treat it, in order to do something with it. So I think when you are having a spiritual awakening, we could call it a psychotic break.
And then give you something for it.
And give you something for it.
And you need to settle down.
Right. Jesus today would be 5150.
100%. Buddha too.
There are studies that say, in the Bible, I'm sure it says it in there. It's not one of the books I read every day at all. But
that's all right. I got you on the Bible if you need
people will say he talked to himself. He was possessed by demons. So right now, today, someone talking to themselves, there's a flaming bush that told me how to do this, that, and the third. Somebody's gonna be like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Brother, I got a doctor. My god sister can kind of help you out.
That's real.
But that's where we've come to. So we've gotten away from, I think, spirituality as a people. It's kind of taboo. It's kind of odd. It's weird. And then there's this space of mental health.
So it's almost like there's fear around spirituality, but then there's also this indifference towards spirituality because it seems unattainable. It's almost on the Disney spectrum.
There you go.
Like, okay, if it is real, it's scary.
Right. Are you going to be judged?
Yes.
Or it's not mainstream. So we have to look at that also. What's widely accepted and deeply felt maybe isn't something that I do at home every day, but it keeps my relationship stable.
You understands me.
Keeps me married.
Yes.
I got to go and ask somebody. We're not speaking the same language.
Would you say that a couple needs a spiritual core in order to hold that relationship together? Some type of axis, some type of anchoring.
You know what? Again, and this is my opinion and what works for my house, and, there's no science to this.
Right.
But I definitely think so. The whole families that pray together stay together. But it's about that equally yoked. Let's just say if my husband was, he doesn't believe in anything. Atheist, right?
That's believing in something, ain't it?
But
Right.
saying something or saying nothing, you're still saying something, right? So let's say he believed in nothing but himself.
Right.
Right? And I'm here practicing my spirituality. At some point, I don't care who you are, what you say about individuals, at some point I'm going to want him to understand what I'm doing or be a part of it. And if you can't root for me, eventually I'm going to be like, well, why don't you just look at it? Why don't you try it? Why don't you? And that could cause discord. But if we're practicing the same thing and our juju and mojo is flowing right, everything flows right.
I love it. My sister's in the building. Where your sister at? My sister's sitting right here now. I'm excited about this topic because I believe Western psychology Listen, Sean is on the line from Oakland. We're going to get him in here. But I believe Western psychology, the Western approach is a bit limited because it's based on the scientific method. And the scientific method is always based on results. To be able to replicate the results over and over again. This is what this is, and like you said, the framing of it. Whereas ancient wisdom is a bit nebulous. They're okay with uncertainty, right? Like uncertainty is an answer.
It's okay not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to sit right here and without an answer.
And not know.
And a lot of our relationships today, because we're in this transactional society, is either I get what I want or I'm disappointed in this whole endeavor with you. You were supposed to deliver a desired outcome. So in a lot of ways, we have a Western mindset while participating in an ancient wisdom construct that we call relationship. Right? Your thoughts?
Are you sicking them?
Yes.
You're poking the lion?
And I'm throwing it back to you. I just wanted to set you up.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's well put. I think that's absolutely right. And it goes back to that question about couples, and is that the foundation? It's our mindset. So if our mindsets are different, I got this Western mindset, I'm on this transaction, you do for me, I do for you, versus this space of being like, sometimes, it's in the stars. Let's see what happens. Let's work together. Let's work on ourselves, and I don't have all the answers yet. The only thing that's constant is change and time, and ultimately, we're always going to keep developing. We're going to keep changing. And I think that's how spirit works.
Right. And that's what I call us. I call us whips. Works in progress. We're all whips.
Whip it good.
Whip it good. Play Whip It Good by the Dance Band. Or who is that? I think that's Devo. Devo, Whip It. Anyway, but I call us whips. We're all works in progress, and I believe in the spiritual construct of relationship. That basically puts us in this space where there are no expectations. There's acceptance, but there are no expectations. Man, you better boy. Who want to be a whip tonight? It's Friday night. I'm in here with my sister, and we cooking. The voice of reason is on fire. You don't know what we do over here. Hey! Somebody said play Whip Appeal. We will not play Babyface. It will not happen tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are cracking. I got Fred from San Fernando Valley and Sean from Oakland. I'm talking to both of y'all. Fred, get in here.
Hey, good afternoon, brother. I'm listening to the sister. She really knows her scientist.
Man.
She knows her science.
Thank you, brother.
And I don't know, thank you, sister, because you're enlightening me on some things, okay? Because we all, it's all about the way you look at things. Now when you were talking about it, it's been this is based off of my experiences, and all I can do is base. At one point, I was in a low point in my life between me and my wife, me and my spiritual partner. Okay. I cheated and so forth, and she had did some things to set me off. And then we called a truce. Okay. So then when I got ready, her and I, to get lovey-dovey, for the makeup, I seen an energy, and I seen her form change. And then when I talked to her later, she said, yeah, I saw the same thing happening to you too. I'm like, really? And as far as we was concerned, we thought we had seen demons. Negative outside forces. And I think we overreacted because we immediately went to church and got baptized.
Oh.
Keep going, Fred. We got 60 seconds before. Wait, Fred, hold on.
Because
hold on, Fred.
That was the only thing we were familiar with.
Hold on, Fred. This is too good. Stay with me, Fred. San Fernando Valley just came into the building. We're going to keep him. We're going to hold him over. When we come forward, we going back to the valley to talk to Fred because Fred said him and his wife saw demons. When we come forward, Dr. God's sister gonna handle this.
I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes it will.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. New York City said goodbye to the senior pastor of Harlem's historic Abyssinian Baptist Church was celebrated with a homecoming service. The 73-year-old died last Friday after faithfully serving Harlem and the entire state of New York for more than 5 decades. Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving says he's deeply sorry to have caused the Jewish community pain. Irving has faced backlash since tweeting out a link that promoted a film that features anti-Semitic tropes. Today is National Men Make Dinner Day, giving men who normally don't cook their chance to shine. There are a few rules, however, according to the woman who founded the day back in 2001. The meal must have a minimum of 4 ingredients. Use a cooking utensil other than a fork, and the man must buy all the ingredients. Don't forget to fall back tomorrow night and set your clock back 1 hour. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com. Happy Friday.
Wendy's Biggie Bag is still just $5. Get a double stack junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT plus 4-piece nugs, small fries, and a small drink. Grab your bag at Wendy's today. Includes choice of double stack JBC or crispy chicken BLT with 4-piece nugs, small drink, and fries. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers and Clippers are back in action tonight. The Lakers are at home against Utah. The Lakers after an 0-5 start. The Clippers are in San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard will not be in the lineup. Both of LA's NFL teams are on the road Sunday. The Rams are at Tampa Bay. The Chargers, coming off their bye week, are in Atlanta. Undefeated Jackson State, ranked 5th in the country in Division I AA, is in Houston Saturday to play Texas Southern. You can catch the game live on ESPN+. Kickoff at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Join me and Neil Scarborough, the editor extraordinaire, tomorrow night at 7 on KBLA for Out of Bounds, the show that brings some flavor to the world of sports for 60 minutes. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're a slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
If you're the victim of a car accident, call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review.
Call me your MVP.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley. As KBLA Talk 1580 host, conversation is going to go. But sometimes our guests really surprise us.
Let me just close with saying I downloaded your app while we were talking. It's a terrific app. I look forward to it. I'm enjoying your format and what have you. I will tweet it to my several 100,000 followers and call their attention to it as well.
If the KBLA 1580 app is enticing enough for our guests to download and share, you should download the app and share with your friends too.
That's beautiful.
So, download the KBLA 1580 app today and take us with you wherever you go. KBLA Talk 1580.
You are now rocking with the best.
We got a lot to talk about.
Did you know Marant Clinical Services, located downtown Long Beach and the Inland Empire, has licensed marriage and family therapists offering confidential evening and weekend telehealth therapy sessions to busy professionals, couples, and adult families. Request an appointment at MarantClinicalServices.com. That's Marant, MORANT, clinicalservices.com. We are focused on improving relationships, even if that relationship is with yourself. We get you in and get you out so you can get on. Services.com.
Judges make life-altering decisions every day, but we rarely know anything about them. Their names sit at the bottom of our ballots, and when it's time to bubble in our vote, we aren't sure who to pick, or worse, we leave it blank. This November, we must vote for community lawyers who will bring fresh perspectives and experiences to the LA Superior Court. The Defenders of Justice are 4 women running to become your next local judges. They are Holly Hancock, Elizabeth Lashley Hines, Anna Slaki-Raytano, and Carolyn G. Young Park. Learn more at thedefendersofjustice2022.com. This ad was paid for by Justice PAC by La Defensa, a project tied to advocacy for Hancock, Lashley Hines, Raytano, and Park for Judge 2022. Major committee funding from La Defensa, Project of Tied Advocacy, Progressive Era PAC, and Smart Justice California Action Fund.
The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, 0 down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. They're located conveniently on Redondo Beach Boulevard at Western and who have no credit, bad credit, bankruptcies, or repos. The folks at Gardena Nissan will take fantastic care of you and help you get into the car you need and deserve at a spectacular price. Visit them today or shop online at GardinaNissan.com. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, 0 down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. For the best deals, log on to GardinaNissan.com. 0 down on approved credit. GardinaNissan.com.
Roll out. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 15. You're listening to the sound.
I just wanna tell the truth. I ain't wanna tell the truth. I ain't wanna tell the truth. I ain't wanna tell the truth, man. Everybody around you trying to figure out why. I'm so cool, winning all the time. Everywhere you go, man, you get a lot of shine. You're like a magnet, ready and a habit. Everything you wear, people say you gotta have it. From the sweatsuit to the white tee to the Gucci to the private that people wanna get like me, but what they don't know is when you go home and get behind closed doors, man, you hit the floor, and what they can't see is you're on your knees. So the next time you get a chance, tell them it's the God in me. It's the God in me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's the God in me.
it's Friday. You know the So What Voice of Reason show always turns up on a Friday. Let's talk about it. Tonight's topic, man. Soul psychology. The psychology of the soul. Westerners have a structured scientific method that they follow to ascertain what's wrong with you. They diagnose, right? Let's see what's happening with dude. He tripping. Let's see the level of the trip. And then we got something for him, right?
That's right.
Okay. Spirituality is different. You might catch an Ebo, right? You might need an Ebo.
Mm-hmm.
You got generational curses. Listen, your ancestors are fighting each other. You got one ancestor that don't like everybody else, and they're knocking everything over at the crib.
I didn't heard it.
We got to get this up off you. Now, that first clip I played at the top of the show talks about perception.
Mm-hmm.
My caller, Fred, from the San Fernando Valley, said he and his girl got into something very deep, and they saw demons. Listen, I done lost my cool in a domestic situation. I said, I don't know you no more. I don't know who you are, boy. Who is you? Maybe sometimes that internal ugliness surfaces, and we might be distorted in some way, at least to the perception of those who are experiencing us. Fred, from San Fernando, get in here and tell us more about your demon encounter.
Okay, so like I said, this is when we were at our lowest point in our life. So our energy level had dropped down to almost low, because we were both in agony, we were both sad, crying, emotional, and all of that. So like I said, when it got time for us, get lovey-dovey to make looked her in the eye. And did you ever see the movie Devil's Advocate?
Yeah, I saw the Devil's Advocate. I seen them people's faces fold up and change.
That's what happened. That's what happened. Now, think of it this way. If you have some energy being, okay, demon if you want to call it, that enter you, don't you think that maybe that energy wavelength or frequency would distort light just a little bit? Because, you know, demons still dwell in darkness. So you don't think that maybe light is altered a little bit, and for that few seconds, you're actually seeing them, but you can't really focus on them because it's beyond your eye. It's like infrared or ultraviolet. It's beyond your spectrum of vision. You understand what I'm saying?
My sister's finna talk to you, brother.
Okay. Well, first, I think to say thank you, Fred, in acknowledging. You know, it's bold, it's vulnerable to come in here and tell us your story, your truth, and allow someone to have an opinion about it. So thank you. And I think in light of what we're talking about westernization and then our spirituality, I think in that sense when you're like, we were making up, me and my wife, this is what's happening, and it's like we saw demons. And the first thing we did was go get baptized. And the first thing that comes to me is like, well, as we were talking about, it's put into you to say this is a demon because I've never seen one, so I wouldn't know what it looked like. I might say, oh, you guys are getting into it. This could be tantric. You might be going to a whole other plane. Let's exorcise these demons and see what happens. But it was a default to say this must be wrong. This must be what it looks like because maybe that's all you've ever been exposed to. I don't know, but that's where we're talking about spirituality and religion. Because I would ask you, well, what does your church tell you sex is supposed to look like?
Good.
Are you going to see cherubs and angels? Like, what would it look like if it was acceptable by the church that you were making up with your wife and it wouldn't have prompted you guys to be afraid and go get baptized? What would be the other side?
She talking to you, Fred. Yeah, she ain't talking to me.
Okay.
Fred, you the one calling here talking about you done seen demons. You done talk about devil's advocate, and then when she asked you a real question, you want to back down and get quiet. I ain't never heard Fred get quiet.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Come on, Fred, stop playing, man.
We packed up the truck. We shut down the house. We shut down the whole house. Moved everything to our sister's garage, and we made a beeline straight to New Orleans. Where I got some Greek. I'm being real. We went straight to New Orleans. Found some spiritual people, got spiritual, got ourselves right. I'm being honest with you. I can't sit there. My girl, you know, my wife at the time, Maria, was Mexican, so she, you know, I took her down to New Orleans, and I was like, baby, we got to get this off of us.
Did it work?
Yeah, but then she came back to L.A. and became a crackhead. I don't know.
So no, it didn't work. I'm gonna tell you right now, Fred.
It worked for me.
Fred. Listen, man, you got blessed and she got cursed. What? Fred.
Because she didn't believe it. You got to believe in the voodoo for the voodoo to work, right?
Uh-oh. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, thank you, Fred.
You know, she was following my lead because I showed the confidence like I knew what I was doing. Because I recognized there was some force outside of us that was influencing us.
In a negative way. Is what you came away from that experience.
Right.
And it was negative because of the images you saw, right?
Yes.
And now, how did you know it was a demon? From Devil's Advocate? Was it the book that showed you that? Because if you've never seen that book, what would you have thought it was?
Okay, so what I'm going to say, this is exactly how it went down. Once we got...
Wait. So look, you hold tight. We got to carry you. We good? We got space for him? Okay.
We're good.
All right. Well, you in the studio too, Fred? Okay. Go ahead. Set it up, Fred, so we can hear it.
So what happened is we was going to get lovey-dovey, and I think there was a song out, said, you know, I'm going to lie to you and make it seem fly to you. Remember that song? Who was that?
I'm about to turn this radio show off. I'm going to lie to you and make it sound fly to you, boy.
That's what I told her. That is what I didn't, it came out of nowhere. But it came out, I'm going to lie to you and I'm going to make it sound fly to you.
And
when she looked at me, because the demon had possessed me to lie.
And you guys were not under the influence of any?
No, we was just devastated that we had let each other down.
Man, this is heavy.
That's spiritual.
Fred.
It's up to interpretation.
This is heavy, Fred. Hey, Fred, stay with us. Sean, I'm coming to you. Thank you for being patient. But Fred is acting a complete fool tonight, and we're going to deal with Fred when we come forward. Soul psychology versus ancient wisdom. We're going to get even deeper.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Janet Jackson set to launch worldwide tour. Maisha Cairo here. It's time for your K-Black Minute News. A source reveals that Janet Jackson's latest tour will focus on the 7 album, The Velvet Rope, as well as some brand new material. Janet has been working on staging shows after she canceled her Black Diamond shows back in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The sister of the late Michael Jackson has produced 11 albums and sold 100 million records during her 30-year career. Fun fact, in a recent interview, Jackson revealed that the album, Velvet Rope, which includes hits like Together Again and I Get Lonely, was the hardest one for her to record. Funny thing is, it debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 with 3 singles also topping the charts. Will you see Janet in concert? Let us know on socials at KBLA 1580.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Our team is in it to win it, and we'll fight to get the maximum compensation you deserve. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call me your MVP.
And avoid the Election Day lines by voting early. Visit plan.lavote.gov to find a vote center in your neighborhood and stop by before Tuesday, November 8th.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing. the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A sawdust disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man show. They follow each other on the window.
Man.
Cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know.
Michael Jackson, man. I say it every show, man. Relationship is a mirror, a highly reflective classroom where the biofeedback you get from your partner is your personal curriculum. These two people saw demons in each other. I have to ask the question, this is a very important question. Can spirituality be a type of placebo? I have to ask that question because when we say psychology, Western psychology primarily, is more about perception. And perception for most people are guided by images, words, ideas, concepts. Because the first thing you said was, what movie did you see to make you, because you correlated it to, Devil's Advocate, what you saw in your woman's face. Did that happen before the movie came out? Did you see other scary... Fred, get in here and help us make sense of what happened. And there was no cocaine involved.
No cocaine.
Okay,
No.
Talk to me, man.
So this happened in 2004. I don't know when the Devil's Advocate came out. So I don't know if it was prior to it or not.
I'm going to Google it while you talking. Keep talking.
Okay. But anyway, so what happened is, like I said, we went and got baptized in L.A., okay? And we was at one of these goody-goody, I make you feel good churches, right? And, this was okay, but we still were afraid, okay? Because we still felt like something wasn't right. And then that's when I said we picked up, packed everything, and we headed down to Louisiana because I knew that they don't just tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear.
Interesting.
See, if I make you feel good about your mistakes, then you just, you ease over it. You just like, oh, okay, you slap yourself on the wrist and you keep repeating the same mistake. Okay. But when somebody really puts you down and tell you about yourself, and tell you the things that you really don't, nobody really cares enough to tell you about yourself until they get angry with you. But a friend is going to tell you when, hey man, you falling off. You ain't doing right. I didn't expect you to be this way.
Fred, are you still on the demon talk, or did you go into relationship advice?
Well, the relationship advice is when you are married, you become attuned to your woman. Okay, your one energy source. They say two become one. Okay, so now you attune to her and she's attuned to you. Well, if there's anything wrong, then she's gonna feel it just like you're gonna feel it.
I'll give you that, Fred.
And she's gonna pick up on your psychic energy, just like you're going to pick up on her psychic energy.
Fred, I got to let you go at this point. This is our final commercial piece. But, brother, next time I get you in here, you better be ready to hit it over the park now, because you told us something that was very deep, and then we start talking about how to live with each other. Fred, I love you. Thank you for calling. And then,
well, understand, when we pause, the thoughts escape me. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right, Fred. You're going to have another opportunity to capture them thoughts again. We appreciate you, brother, but we got to move forward, and I got to get my brother Sean in as well.
I sucked up all the air in the room. Move on.
Thank you, brother. Call in anytime. You got a seat at the table. When I come forward, I'm going to Oakland, California, because I know Sean got something heavy to lay on us.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is Congresswoman Maxine Waters. If you like, you may call me Auntie Maxine. Tuesday, November 8th is Election Day. I'm running for re-election to the 43rd District, and as chairwoman of the Financial Representatives, I'm fighting against inflation, and I will never give up on fighting for affordable housing, for the elimination of homelessness, organized labor, good-paying jobs, education for our children, veterans, Social Security for our seniors, and student loan forgiveness. Well, we must add to that safety and security for our communities and police reform. I will never back down on improving the quality of life for everyone. I will not be stopped, and I will always declare, on behalf of my constituents, I'm reclaiming my time. Don't forget to vote Tuesday, November 8th. This is Auntie Maxine, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Citizens for Waters.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
You know you want more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
We at war. We at war with terrorism, racism, but most of all, we at war with ourselves. God, show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down. You know what the Midwest is, young and restless, might snatch your necklace the next thing, might jack your Lexus. Somebody tell me who Kanye West is. I walk through the valley of the shadow where death is. Top Lord, if you alone and leave.
Okay, we gotta stop this. We got Jesus. That record right there, boy. Listen, I don't care what you believe. That record right there, you're gonna be like, Jesus real. You know what? Jesus is pretty real. Hey, that record right there make Jesus real. Jesus Walk, Kanye West, my co-host. Hey, is my playlist. Sean from Oakland, California. Get in here, brother. Let's talk.
Hey, brother, what an honor to be with your sister, the psychologist, and hearing everyone talk. You know, regarding the difference between everything, you know, like modernness and religion and old school wisdom and all that, you know, in sports, which I know your son is a baller playing and all that, I'm old school, so I'm a baseball player. So back in the day, they used to tell you play every day, you know, don't even tell anybody if you're hurting. You know, you got to play, right? Well, now they have something that... Absolutely. Now the new cats have something called load management. Load management is something we can all apply mentally. It actually works. I didn't agree with it at the beginning, but now I understand because Ricky Henderson, my favorite player, played 44 until he was 44 in the big leagues because he knew how to manage his body. Before nowadays, now they all talk about load management. All the brothers and sisters out there,
Sean,
make sure. Oh, go ahead.
Sean, stay with us because you really just
you
just opened up a can. Sports psychology, how to get that optimum mindset. Kobe found the zone. Jordan found the zone. All the greats find it. Tiger finds the zone. Is it all just about perception? Stay with us. We're going to go back to Oakland, California, where Sean just took us somewhere else. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. We looking into this wisdom later on when we come forward. Get ready.
Show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down. The only thing that I pray is that my feet don't fail me now. And I don't think there's nothing I can do now to right my wrongs. I want to talk to God, but I'm afraid because we ain't focused so long. God, show me the way because the devil's trying to break me down.
KBLA